Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Pause for a second. Let the world around you blur for just a moment. Now, imagine a hummingbird, not gliding gracefully through the air, but darting with wild precision straight toward a sunflower, scattering golden dust like divine sparks. That's the kind of energy surrounding you right now. Unapologetic, alive, unstoppable. You've been sensing it, the hum in your chest that refuses to quiet, the feeling that something massive is unfolding beneath the surface of your everyday life. And through it all, you didn't let the life die inside you, no matter what the world threw at you. You have a fire inside you now, and it's too patient to stay hidden any longer. You are not a still image in a frame. You are a living masterpiece, constantly being repainted by the hands of time, emotion, and divine design. Each day adds a new thread to your story. Some shimmer like sunlight, moments of joy, success, or deep connection. Others are darker shades, quiet reflections, nights you didn't think you'd survive. And then there are the unexpected flashes of brilliance, those spontaneous bursts of laughter, realization, or sudden peace. Every thread matters, even the tangled ones. You've probably stared too long at the knots, the heartbreaks, the delays, the wrong turns, but those aren't flaws. They're the textures that make your tapestry breathtaking. Step back for a moment. Can you see how every challenge sculpted your depth? How every hard situation led you closer to yourself? The very places that once made you feel broken are now the reasons your light feels so earned. I know there's a part of you that's always reaching for what's next, a dream, a breakthrough, a higher version of yourself. And that hunger, it's holy. But don't forget this truth. The miracle isn't waiting ahead of you. It's happening right here by the limitless supervision of God Himself. You learned life the hard way, and it made you the version of you that stands here right now. Imagine a train speeding toward its destination, but missing every breathtaking view along the way. That's what happens when you rush your own unfolding. God isn't testing your patience. He's teaching you presence. Because this moment, right now, is not a pause in your story. It is the story. The breath you're taking, the quiet nudge that brought you here, the realization that you don't need to chase anything anymore. You are God's miracle when you let yourself just be. There's a rare frequency that vibrates only in truth. You've felt it before, the instant calm when you stop pretending, the peace that settles in your chest when you speak what your soul really means. That's your signature note. And lately, not just you, but others have begun to feel it too. Some may mirror it, try to echo your energy, even copy your essence. But remember, mirrors can reflect light, not create it. Your glow is original. It can't be borrowed. It can only be felt. Imitation isn't intrusion. It's confirmation. God is showing you that your frequency is real, strong enough to awaken recognition in others. You are not a copy of anyone. You are the original blueprint of something the world didn't know it needed. Life is not made of endless light. It's the dance between radiance and shadow that gives your journey depth. But you and I both know there were seasons when you wondered why the heaviness wouldn't lift, why peace seemed to hover just beyond reach. But the truth is, that heaviness wasn't a sign that something was wrong. It was preparing you to return to your true self, to the breath of God within you. Every ache stretched your heart wider. Every silence carved room for wisdom. Every loss planted seeds for something far more alive. You've been learning the alchemy of acceptance, turning confusion into compassion, loneliness into power, and endings into sacred new beginnings. This isn't survival anymore. It's transfiguration. You've become light forged through pressure, the kind that doesn't flicker when the wind rises. You've learned that blessings may not always be visible on the surface, but when you look a little deeper, you'll find whole worlds of grace waiting in this very moment. And there comes a point when everything starts to make sense, when the fog doesn't fully clear, but your spirit does. That's where you are right now, standing at the edge of a new reality, watching your old fears dissolve into clarity. This is not the end of the road. It's the moment before flight. You're not waiting for God to notice you anymore. He already has. That's why this message found you, to remind you that you've crossed from believing in miracles to becoming one. There's a moment in every story where the main character doesn't realize the scene is about to change. The sky looks the same, the world feels quiet, but heaven is rearranging everything behind the curtain. That's you right now. God is upgrading your environment to match your anointing, because you can't carry divine light into rooms that thrive on confusion. And yes, it may feel lonely in the transition, but solitude is where God whispers blueprints. That's where He gives instructions that can't be overheard by those not assigned to your next chapter. You're not being isolated, you're being insulated, protected while the design unfolds. Think about this. Every miracle begins in obscurity. Every transformation starts with separation. Before the reveal, there is always the retreat. So if it feels like you're being pulled away from everything familiar, it's not because you've fallen behind. It's because heaven is pulling you ahead. The version of you that God built in private is about to walk into public view. Not to prove anything, but to fulfill something. There's a verse in your spirit that's been waiting years to be spoken aloud. It's the promise He whispered when you were still healing. And now He's bringing that promise to life through your presence. When people see you next, they won't understand how much internal shifting it took to become this still, this discerning, this peaceful. But God does. You've been refined by fire, not broken by it. You've been trained by storms, not drowned by them. That's why you move differently now, why peace follows you into rooms that used to drain you. Because what you carry isn't charisma, it's consecration. You are walking evidence that God redeems time. Every delay had a lesson hidden inside it, and every disappointment was a disguise for divine redirection. Listen closely. You're about to see beauty return in unexpected ways. Something you thought was lost, an opportunity, a connection, a part of your joy, is being restored with greater purity. Because when God restores, He doesn't give you back what you lost. He gives you what you were meant to have all along. The upcoming days will carry strange alignment. You'll say, "I was just thinking about this," and suddenly it will appear. That's not coincidence. That's coordination. Grace is returning in waves. Where you once felt behind, you'll start to feel caught up and carried. Where you once felt forgotten, you'll feel seen with divine precision. You're not the same person who started this chapter. The way you talk, pray, move, even rest, it's all changed, and it should, because you've grown into the frequency of fulfillment. When you speak now, heaven listens differently, because your words carry weight formed in the silence of surrender. You no longer pray from panic, you pray from partnership. You don't beg anymore, you believe. And that is exactly why blessings are arriving faster now, because your energy no longer resists them. The people around you will sense something new. Not a louder you, but a clearer you. Not a brighter mask, but a real light. And the irony is, you won't need to explain a single thing. Your peace will do the talking. For so long, you've been collecting puzzle pieces, little lessons that didn't seem connected. But God is about to show you how they all fit together. The pain that humbled you became the wisdom that will lead others. The rejection that scarred you became the empathy that heals. The silence that frustrated you became the clarity that anchors your next move. That's the divine equation of purpose. Everything recycled, nothing wasted. So if you're standing between where you were and where you're going, just know this is the bridge moment. The sacred in-between where heaven finalizes details you can't see. Soon people will say, "You've changed," and you'll smile because you know it wasn't luck or chance. It was God's hand. He rebuilt you quietly. He let misunderstanding protect you from misalignment. He used delay as direction, and now He's bringing everything full circle. You're not being introduced to the world, you're being revealed. The version of you that prayed through tears, believed through silence, and grew through pain is about to walk into a season where all of it finally makes sense. This is not a random breakthrough. It's divine timing answering your endurance. So hold your head high, breathe deeply, and walk forward knowing this: God doesn't waste seasons, He completes them. And you, dear one, are standing at the dawn of a completed promise, a masterpiece in motion, a living testimony that even through chaos and waiting, He was building something beautiful, called you. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.